My name's Jernberg. I'm 20 years old and I'm a professional jump roper. I started jump roping when I was 9 years old, and I got into it after moving from Sweden all the way over to Cape Cod. I have a twin sister who I started jump rope mainly because of her. Whatever she did, I would always just go along and do. So she wanted to do jump rope because all of her new friends at this new school we went to started doing it. I figured I'd try it out as well, and I just never quit. It was kind of like a way for me to break out of my shell because I was really quiet and kind of shy. It actually gave me a space to show people like what can actually be done with a jump rope. That's not just something that little girls do at recess or anything like that. I would say that my biggest accomplishment would be back in 2014. I became the age division regional champion, age division national champion, and the overall grand national champion for male single rope freestyle. That was something I definitely worked really hard on. When I was like 16, I had a lot of just struggles that I was dealing with that I didn't really know how to face. Both my sisters, they had recently moved over to Sweden, so I was left by myself in America, and my mom and my stepdad at the time, shortly after they left, were diagnosed with very advanced stage cancers, which unfortunately my stepdad didn't survive. But during all of that, I didn't really know how to cope with all of it, and I was also struggling, myself, my identity, my sexual orientation, all of that.
Do you still love me?
Of course I do, Adam.
Having family in Sweden definitely has its challenges. I do get to go back to Sweden every year, which is nice. I'm really close with all my siblings, especially my twin sister, and so having her live in a different country has gotten easier over the years, but at first it definitely was a challenge. Even when she moved to Sweden, we would still compete. We would just have like very limited practice time and all of that. Everything towards the end just ended up working out. The distance between my twin sister and I have gotten a lot better. It definitely was a lot, but I kind of turned all that negativity into something positive. I decided that I wanted to use jump rope as my distraction. It's always kind of been my creative outlet. I decided that year I was going to train really hard. I was going to focus just on being better at that, and I really just wanted the title of being the national champion. I really trained a lot. I would practice where our normal practices were. That was about 2 hours, and then I would go to 3CA where I would practice for another hour or two, and I would do that a lot. I was really just focused on bettering myself due to the situations I was dealing with to kind of help me forget, my actual reality. I've always been intrigued with things that people can't do. I've always wanted to impress people with things that aren't really common, things that are unique, and so that's what really stood out to me with jump rope, because no one really did it, and I was just kind of taking it to an extreme, and I was really just excessive with it with practicing. I definitely was improving a lot faster. That was something I kind of fed off of because I wanted to just constantly innovate and execute certain skills that had just never been done before. It was kind of like my adrenaline rush. It was my way of feeling better about myself. It was like the one thing that I felt that I was good at. If you think about jump rope, all it is like a string with some plastic on it, and it's really amazing the amount of opportunities that have been opened up to me over something as simple as a jump rope. I was recently on the Steve Show, hosted by Steve Harvey, for my fire jump roping. I've toured with Cirque Dreams for the past 2 years, touring the country and parts of North America like Canada. I have been offered to be on the Ellen DeGeneres Show. I get contacted by America's Got Talent frequently. I've been on the Macy's Day Parade. There's a lot of different things that I've been offered just over being very passionate and hardworking with something like jump rope. Someone told me this when I was younger, and it really kind of stood out to me. They said that it's very important to have a passion, and it's simple, but it really is, because I feel like if you don't have a passion, it really can get dangerous. Because I had a passion for jump rope, I had to be on a team that had rules like no drugs or alcohol. That motivated me, because I was so into jump rope, to not pursue a path where drugs and alcohol would be in my life. It also encouraged me to do better in school, because if I didn't do well in school, I couldn't go to practice, because that obviously was priorities. Like I said, jump rope is really simple, it's really basic. Anyone can do it, but it's a matter of taking something simple and basic and really making it into your own. And if you're really diligent, if you're hardworking, if you just take something as simple as jump rope, and just are really just passionate about it and determined to be good at it, then you can really turn it into something bigger than yourself.